Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to story time inside the wigwam. That's right, faux Indian Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren. She's got a story to tell. Well, now that she's the breakout lead contender for the Democratic nomination, having climbed to the top of the totem pole, the political polls, Elizabeth Warren is now starting to get some scrutiny. Not necessarily because the mainstream media wants to do it, but apparently Hillary Rodham Clinton wants it done. See, understand what this is all about. Hillary really would like to run again because she just cannot believe she lost to Donald Trump. And Biden is tanking. Bernie has had a heart attack and is going to be out sooner than later. So right now the de facto lead here is going to Elizabeth Warren. Ooh, that would take that shine away from Hillary Rodham Clinton being, that independent woman, that socialist, that social justice warrior. Can't let Pocahontas take that. Can't let her have that mantle. So there are also some Democratic donors who do not want Elizabeth Warren. So now we're starting to see some new things come to light. In 2007, Elizabeth Warren gave an interview where she talked about her very first teaching position.
I was married at 19 and then graduated from college actually after I'd married. And my first year post graduation, I worked, it was in a public school system, but I worked with the children with disabilities. And I did that for a year. And then that summer, I actually didn't have the education courses, so I was on an emergency certificate, it was called. And I went back to graduate school and took a couple of courses in education and said, I don't think this is going to work out for me. And I was pregnant with my first baby. So I had a baby and stayed home for a couple of years. And I was really casting about, thinking, what am I going to do? And my husband's view of it was, stay home. We have children, we'll have more children. I went back home to Oklahoma for Christmas and saw a bunch of the boys that I'd been in high school debate with. And they'd all gone on to law school. And they said, you should go to law school. You'll love it. And I said, really think so? And they said, of all of us who should have gone to law school, you're the one who should have gone to law school. So I took the tests, applied to law school, and the day my daughter, who later became my co-author, turned 2 on her second birthday, I started law school.
Now, out on the campaign trail in 2019, she tells that same story just a little bit different.
So my first teaching position was as a special needs teacher. I loved that job. But by the end of the first school year, I was quite visibly pregnant. And the principal didn't invite me back for the next school year. So I found myself at home with a baby, and yep, those were the days. And I got this idea that I could go to law school.
Okay, so you're asking, what's the big deal? Well, me think pale white woman speak with forked tongue. When you can't tell your own history, your own story correctly, accurately, why are you lying? Are you trying to make yourself look better? Are you trying to hide something that doesn't paint you in a good light? Are you just trying to, beef up your resume? What is the point? What is the purpose? Well, let's back up. If we take the 2007 clip, obviously, Elizabeth Warren, trying to project that, hey, I was just like a white middle-class housewife and got into teaching, and then some of my friends encouraged me, hey, you could be a lawyer. Well, okay. And I did it. See, you urban, suburban white women, I'm one of you. And then in 2019, when she wants to be Wonder Woman and prove, she is the super feminist that Hillary Rodham Clinton aspired to be but couldn't quite get there, why, when she had her first teaching job, she was thrown out of it because she was pregnant, because that's how they did things back in the day. And did she sit around and whine about it? No way. She on her own just decided, I'm going to be a lawyer. Now, of course, what doesn't get called out in either one of these accounts is the fact that, now, how was it that she was able to go to law school? Oh, yeah, on a scholarship, affirmative action, because she went as an Indian. That's right. So a real Native American that really could have benefited from that education, from that boost, that help, it was taken by the lady that's whiter than white Wonder Bread, Elizabeth Warren. But after all, hey, come on now. She thought she was an Indian because that's what her mother told her. She had high cheekbones and everything. And she's even got pictures of family members who were obviously Indian. We're not allowed to see them, but she has seen them, and we just have to take this at face value. What if her mother had told her she was actually black, She is the descendant of one of the slaves of Thomas Jefferson who, fathered children of his slaves. And why, Elizabeth, you're related to them. You're actually African American. Would she have tried to get into law school that way? Would she have tried to have been a part of the bar that way? Would she have gotten herself not only credentialed but tenured as a professor because she was a member of a minority, like being black? Heck no, because the black community would have never put up with that. But indigenous Americans, who are many times and sadly living on reservations in squalor and abject poverty, and when they finally do get something that could help benefit them, help them break out of that cycle of self-destruction, alcoholism, never-ending poverty and despair, a college scholarship, along comes the white woman and takes it from them. And she wants to be president. And she can't be honest about her own story, her own history. But I guess according to Oprah, it's okay because that's her truth. And her truth can be whatever she wants it to be. Well, that's what we're told, even about Barack Obama, when it was discovered during his first election run that some of the things he had written in his books about himself didn't exactly square with the truth. But we were told by Professor, I believe it was Professor Gerald Early, I think that's his name, why he said, well, we understand that there are some inconsistencies, and we understand that President Obama has actually made some things up in his books. But it's okay, because if he believes them, it's his truth. Well, what? So we're supposed to believe now because Pocahontas believes that she's actually a descendant of Tonto the Indian, that it's okay. And she really was fired, even though she decided to quit, and then some friends talked her into maybe trying out law school. No. She was fired. She was oppressed by the man, and she was out to prove it wasn't going to be a man's world, it was going to be a woman's world, and she was going to become a lawyer and prove it. She is a total, complete fraud. A fraud. Fake. Sorry to burst your bubble, and sorry to find out that, even though the wigwam was filling up with baby papoose, she found time to leave him and go become a lawyer so that one day she could make really cheesy videos drinking Rolling Rock beer and trying to relate that somehow she's one of us. She is pale, stale, and just a milder version of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Well, that's it for this rant. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you smack the bell so that you get notification of all of my rants. If you're not a subscriber, please do so. Give us a thumbs up and a like, and share this to your social media platforms.